It's Final Four time in the NFL, and this weekend, conference championships and Super Bowl berths are on the line. We'll also tell you how to fix the Falcons, the Dogs go 5-star hunting, and the latest on the injury front. It's the fastest 30 minutes in television, and it's time for football's Play to Win.
Today's show is being brought to you by Ford, Mellow Mushroom, and Georgia Lottery. Welcome to football's Play to Win with Falcons All-Pro defensive end Chuck Smith, Falcons All-Pro offensive tackle Bob Whitfield, Fantasy Football League master Adam Brown, Play to Win expert Jeffrey the Ed Schechter, medical and injury update with Dr. Andrew Lalagi, and your host, Nikki Williams. Today's hometown team report is brought to you by Mellow Mushroom Pizza Bakers, a higher order of pizza for your tailgating events.
Welcome back.
Kind of
like a little bit, but I was getting comfortable in that chair, Nikki.
You
Right?
were
He did a
always
good job.
comfortable in
Watch
everything.
out. He did a good job.
That's terrifying.
How'd I do last week, guys?
Horrible.
We missed you, Nikki.
Go ahead, Nikki.
Good answer.
That's
You know
what
what?
I expected.
Well,
Bob,
as we told you
Chuck,
guys,
could
we know everything. We know how to fix the Falcons. We know what the Dogs are doing. And I just want to start by rehashing this Falcons-Philly game and what went wrong. Bob?
Well, in the immortal words of Al Michaels, what was that? And when you set up what was that scenario to win a game when you have opportunity that your defense is shutting teams down, limiting the amount of points that are scored against you, and you have opportunity with time on the clock. It wasn't a pressure cooker situation. It was the offensive coordinator who needed to call I call it a crackback special at the wrong time. It's when you call a bad play at the wrong time and you discombobulate your whole offense. Because on the shovel pass, inside screen, whatever that was, Sarkisian, your offensive line, your running backs, no one liked that call. So that's what the Falcons have to do with the offseason. Get over what was that.
I think it goes a little deeper than that, Bob, and I understand what you're saying, but to me, when you look at the whole dynamics of this play, the first thing is Julio Jones goes out on the route. He looks like it's a pass interference. He falls down. But what happened is for Matt Ryan, he had to improvise. So Matt is shocked. So Matt dashes to the right, and Julio falls, so he has to improvise. Really give Matt Ryan a lot of credit for improvising on that last play. What Julio Jones could have done, and what I'd have liked to see, is him come back to the ball and give Matt a better chance. He was behind the defensive back, so what that did is basically gave him limited field to make a catch. So the defensive back did a good job.
We have to go about this one. Because when you're watching teams running pick routes down there where you got angle slants that pick receivers off so you can free up an open receiver, they ran probably one of the most conventional route combinations that you would see. And that out receiver, Julio Jones, who was aligned wide, ran a basic out that he would have to push off of to make himself open.
Yeah, the losing the footing and everything. I'm not even going to get so caught up on the final play of the game. We saw some inconsistencies that happened with the Falcons that we saw all season long. Defense did a good job for the most part, but Nick Foles had points in that game where he was really dealing against the defense, and they gave up big plays. They were giving up yards on the ground earlier. Offense put themselves in a position, and especially at the end of the game, we've been talking about this final play, and just the frustrating thing about it was the Falcons played well enough to put themselves in a position to win, and they didn't get it done. That's the bottom line. But the Philadelphia Eagles, the two teams in the NFC Championship have been the two best teams in the NFC all year. I've been saying it for weeks and weeks and weeks. But it's frustrating because the Falcons had an opportunity to go to Philadelphia and win a football game, and they didn't get it.
They also gave a first-half gift. They should have had an interception at the end of the half.
No question.
If they get the interception, they could have possibly kicked the field goal.
Right.
So now you got 13-6 instead, 10-9.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, when we come back, we've got more Dogs, more Falcons, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Football's Play to Win.
Do you suffer from irritability, boredom, and chronic cravings? Mellow Mushroom's craft pizza, beer, and cocktails are clinically proven to improve your mood and leave you with a full belly. Mellow Mushroom is fast-acting, giving you relief when you need it the most. Side effects of Mellow Mushroom may include salivation, euphoria, and an insatiable craving for more Mellow Mushroom. Ask your doctor about Mellow Mushroom. She may want to come with you.
If you or a loved one has been seriously injured in an accident, don't drop the ball by letting the insurance company run all over you. I worked as an insurance lawyer for 10 years and I know their tactics and game plan. I'm Roger Orlando of the Orlando firm. Let our 30 years of experience tackle the insurance company for you. Our team will get you every dollar you deserve. So put the ball in our hands and we'll get your case across the goal line. Find us online at atlanta.law or call 678-LAW-FIRM.
It's 2018, your last chance to save big on 2017 Nissans like Rogue Sport, featuring Nissan Intelligent Mobility with available rear cross traffic alert, blind spot warning, and automatic emergency braking, which can detect a potential frontal collision and help you stop safely. Automatic emergency braking, now on the Nissan Rogue family. Hurry in for guaranteed savings and bonus cash. Save up to $4,500 on the 2017 Rogue, or save up to $10,260 on select models.
Today's Atlanta Falcons report is brought to you by Ford F-150, the official truck of the NFL.
Welcome back to football's Play to Win. We were talking about it before the break. How do we fix the Falcons? We have the whole panel that knows how to do that, of course, because we know everything. There's been a lot of speculation about Sark, whether or not he should stay, should he go. We know now he is staying. Bob, do you agree or disagree?
You know, I didn't like Sarkisian when he got here. It was just one, I felt like it was a homeboy call.
I didn't like saying his name.
You know, it was like, hey, the homeboy needs a job, let's hook him up and let's get him, in, you know, some talent around him. And I just felt like he may have let his talent down. But it's one of those things that if they sticking around, Jam, can he rehabilitate relationships with his players? That's what you got to find out.
I don't blame Sarkisian for the Falcons' woes and some of the difficulties they had. Obviously, they were inconsistent. So many things have to take place for what the Falcons did last season. You know, the record pace number. Obviously, it was the second year. I remember when Kyle Shanahan got hired. There was a lot of people, boo birds, and people who didn't like that, and then the production the first year on offense, and then all of a sudden, year two, things started to click. Here's my thing. The Falcons
playbook didn't change, though, Jam.
I don't know what changed from the playbook. I know the Falcons lost 3 of their top offensive coaches. Also, not just Kyle Shanahan, 2 of the other guys who were in line for that coordinator position also were gone. So you replaced those 3. But here's my thing. You have the MVP quarterback in Matt Ryan. You have veteran leadership. And you have a ton of talent. At some point in time, you got to make plays. You got to make plays. And you need everybody on the field at the same time. And that wasn't happening.
You know, they throw the fade on first down. When are these coaches going to realize there's better plays than that?
Right.
Then a fourth down, they roll out Ryan to right, so half the field is gone. You got to question that.
I didn't like that either. But my point is, Matt Ryan is the MVP last year. You don't have a say. You don't have some input as to what is the best position your offense should be in.
Well, let me rewind you guys back a little bit to where it all starts. To me, Bob, I understand what you're saying. It's a buddy type system, whatever. But to me, you got to give Dan Quinn and Thomas Dimitroff a little bit more credit. I mean, everybody acts like he just went out and got a guy off the street. That's not happening. So as much as people don't like what Sark maybe did on the field, to me it comes back to Dan Quinn. And me knowing Dan Quinn, I do not believe that he would do this just on the buddy pass. Them guys are trying to win the Super Bowl at the end of the day. And remember what they're coming back from. So you don't think anybody who Dan Quinn brought back this year, people are going to be mad at. It is what it is. People are going to find some reason, because it always comes back to the coordinator when you have a franchise quarterback that has a couple lean games.
But we're on this is aggressive style of fandom that happens here. When you can go to the Super Bowl and fire your defensive coordinator and your D-line coach, and that was a Super Bowl, attendee, that means we're looking for blood every year. We're just not letting it go to say, oh, Sarkisian, we're going to let you stick around. The fans are saying, no, we want his head. Just like you'll cut a player, we might have to cut coaches immediately.
It's easy every year to get rid of a guy. But when you hire Steve Sarkisian, you say, man, we got your back. So after 1 year, you just don't throw him out to the wolves, in my opinion. There's a development phase. Everybody knew that he was just getting back in it, right? Everybody knew that the Falcons had some challenges up front. So the different components, to me, affected the Falcons. Plus, also, you throw in there were some challenges on the offensive line. But then they also played against some great defenses, and that's not an excuse.
Today's NFL report is brought to you by Havlin Express Lube, driven to perform, so our customers and their vehicles can too.
And sadly, we're going to have to move on without the Falcons as we look at the Final Four. Let's preview this Vikings-Eagles game. Chuck, I'm going to let you pick up here because I know you got a lot to say on this one.
Well, the first thing it is, the Vikings versus Fletcher Cox. When you look at the Philadelphia Eagles, that's going to be the key here. Can the interior line of Minnesota handle Fletcher Cox? Because if they don't handle Fletcher Cox just like he did the Falcons, he's disruptive. And when you start from within, you become dangerous when you're playing against an offense.
I'm waiting for the Edge to tell me what the odds were that we'd see Foles and Keenum in the NFC Championship when the start of the season.
Odds.
Exactly. And I've said this again. I'm gonna repeat it again. I've said it for weeks. These two teams have been the most consistent two teams all year long. And you're watching the Philadelphia Eagles team, obviously, who lost their star quarterback, who did what they had to do last week and
Well,
played
you
up
keep
the
saying the same thing. We already know that.
I know they played
What
up
we
the
wanna
whole.
know
They
is
played
what's
up the
gonna be
whole
the
underdog
difference.
thing. I feel like Philadelphia at home, this team has been special all year, from the celebrations to how they reacted to how they've responded since they lost their quarterback, and I feel like they're going to handle business.
Being a
and get
running
it done.
back, you should have seen the obvious running back. Jay Ajayi's been the difference for Philadelphia. He's gave them that explosive play out of the backfield on screen passes and catching the ball downfield, and a little extra oomph even after he fumbled the ball early in the Falcons game and then came back as a strong runner and ran through tackles later on throughout that game. He's my guy.
Bob, I want to hear about your guys in Patriots Jaguars.
Air Bortles. They scored 45 points last week, Jacksonville.
It ain't just Bortles now.
Oh.
It's when the quarterback of your team is a defensive back. And you got a secondary from Jacksonville that, just like the up front guys, those four Calais Campbell guys, get sacks. Those guys in the defensive backfield intimidate receivers, intimidate tight ends, and will go man up. We'll mix up coverages and we'll hit you and take the ball
Or
away.
you can talk about the real reason they're in the championship, being a lineman and how the offensive line handled business with Fournette.
Well, we'll have Jeffrey's picks coming up in just a little bit, and we're going to talk some more dogs. So, guys, hang with us. We'll be right back on Football's Play to Win.
Introducing the new 2018 Ford F-150 with best-in-class towing, best-in-class payload, and best-in-class torque. The F-150 lineup has the capability to get big things to big places big time. Hey, you're not always working, but your truck is. This is the new 2018 Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
Now get F-150 with up to $10,459 in total savings, or lease XLT for just $309 a month for 36 months at your local Ford dealer.
Who do you trust to change your oil? I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. This is really my car, and Haviland Express Lube is who I truly trust. They're professional, priced to beat the competition, and really, really fast.
Hey football fans, don't take chances by driving with worn-out wiper blades. Pull into Haviland Express Lube Monday through Thursday, mention Football's Play to Win, and get a free pair of wiper blades with the purchase of an oil change.
To see our real research and find the location nearest you, visit trustdale.com/Haviland.
You can smell it. You can almost taste it. You know exactly what you want. Your instincts demand it. Give them a reason to rejoice. Tonight, get your Longhorn favorites, like our outlaw ribeye, Parmesan-crusted chicken, or the Longhorn salmon. The feeling, the flavor, the place. Longhorn Steakhouse. You can't fake steak.
It's 2018, your last chance to save big on 2017 Nissans like Rogue Sport, featuring Nissan Intelligent Mobility with available rear cross traffic alert, blind spot warning, and automatic emergency braking, which can detect a potential frontal collision and help you stop safely. Automatic emergency braking, now on the Nissan Rogue family. Hurry in for guaranteed savings and bonus cash. Save up to $4,500 on the 2017 Rogue, or save up to $10,260 on select models.
Today's show is being brought to you by This Is It Barbecue, Haviland Express Lube, and Nellie Ford Sandy Springs. Today's University of Georgia Report is being brought to you by This Is It Barbecue and Seafood, home of Atlanta's original rib tips.
Welcome back to Football's Play to Win. Well, the University of Georgia, Kirby Smart just let that championship slip right through his hands. But just a quick comment from everybody on how you think Kirby Smart handled UGA's season this year.
Great year. Did a great job. Lost the star quarterback right off the bat. And he had a freshman quarterback take it to the championship game.
He forgot about it already. He's on the recruiting. He's on to next year's championship.
I agree. He did a great job, and it's about what's going to be coming in the future. But man, to make it to the championship in year 2 was impressive.
to me, it started last year when he hired Mel Tucker, the defensive coordinator, and he hired also the best offensive coordinator in the game. So I believe he did a great job in, number one, putting his staff together.
And if you guys are like me, you went to Georgia, you're a Georgia fan, the wounds are still a little bit fresh. There's great news for all of us. The well is not dry. There's more where that came from. The NFL just released their rankings, and UGA has 3 of the top 10 freshmen, right, Bob?
Yeah, Andrew Thomas. He was the right tackle this year on that championship level Dogs team, but now he's probably going to take over for Isaiah Wynn and go to left tackle. So Andrew Thomas, a phenomenal freshman lineman who's going to really shine at left tackle, is going to anchor that Dogs line.
And DeAndre Swift, I mean, he's the upcoming star for UGA. Everybody's expecting him to be the next guy in line. Listen, I'm most impressed with what he was able to do, not only as just a true freshman, playing behind 2 of the best running backs to ever play at Georgia, and he came in and still did his thing. So exciting things coming for him.
Well, Jake Fromm, 1 point won't be enough for Jake Fromm. When I think of him, I think of high football IQ. I think of leader. I think of arm strength, pocket savvy, and what stands out the most, this sucker is tough. And that's the kind of quarterback you want. You want a tough quarterback, and that's what he is.
Well, the SEC has placed more players in the NFL than any other conference, and it's expected to do so again this year. We'll look at the top players leaving to play on Sundays when we get back to Play to Win.
This is it. This Is It Barbecue and Seafood has a real value for you. 10 delicious dinners under $10 each. That's right, 10 under 10. Choose from barbecue chicken, fried or grilled shrimp, fried catfish nuggets, char-grilled cut wings, fried whole wings, chopped chicken or pork barbecue, and so many more. Each dinner comes with bread and 2 delicious sides, like baked mac and cheese, collard greens, sweet potato souffle, and so many more. Run, don't walk to the nearest store or order online now at thisisitbbq.com.
It's the real deal! And so much more.
We've owned a few different houses through the years. Your company was absolutely the best. They were so professional. Everything they did, they didn't get a mark on a wall or anything else. It was clean, it was friendly, and it was fun. And most of the time, moving is not fun. I'm going to give a great recommendation to Atlanta Peach Movers. It's always on time and it's always professional. There is no tree in Atlanta Peach Movers.
To schedule your move, call Atlanta Peach Movers today.
People of all ages suffer from orthopedic conditions that limit daily activities. If you're not getting significant relief from other options or you've considered surgery, LipoGems might be right for you. The LipoGems procedure is a cutting-edge award-winning technology that helps your body heal itself the natural way by using your own powerful fat. This simple and minimally invasive procedure might be the answer you're looking for. For more information or to find a participating physician, visit understandlipogems.com.
It's no secret that Georgia is a growing state. And with the help of Georgia Power, that growth will continue. Because we're committed to improving our state by bringing in new businesses and more good jobs, over 134,000 in the last 10 years alone. Giving our well-trained workforce more opportunity to build a better future. Because Georgia is our home too, and we want life here to thrive for all of us.
Today's SEC College Report is being brought to you by the Southeast Nissan dealers. Choose Nissan.com.
Welcome back to football's Play to Win. We're joined now by Adam Brown. He is going to walk us through some of the top SEC players in the NFL draft. Adam?
Yeah, so what we got going is for the first 2 rounds, the SEC and ACC is basically dominating the first 2 rounds of the draft so far. Now things are going to change, but I love the fact that 34 players out of the 64 players could be SEC and ACC players. Let's start with Mika Fitzpatrick, Arden Key, and Roquan Smith. 3 awesome defensive players that should go in the top 10 of the NFL draft in between all the quarterbacks. I really like Roquan Smith, and I really like Arden Key so far.
Yeah, Key has great talent.
Here he goes. He loves Arden Key.
Well,
he does. Well, he
again,
should.
What I told y'all 3 years ago, here he is, right? But nonetheless, he's the best pass rusher in college football. I know everybody's saying that. Bradley Chubb is out of NC State. Arden Key's a once-in-a-generational type pass rusher, 6'6 and a half. He's going to jump out the gym, he can run, and he got that dog in him. That's really what sets him apart.
Got that dog in him. Speaking of, it's about to be a rich family, those Chubbs. Let's take a look at a few more here.
All right, so what we got now is I'm going to take a look at the 3 Georgia players. I got Lorenzo Carter, Nick Chubb, and Sonny Michel. Sonny Michel helped himself out more than any single player for the NFL draft. He was a 6th round pick, maybe 7th round pick. He's a 2nd round product right now. And I think he could jump in the 1st round with some help helping himself out during the combine and all these pro day stuff.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what Nick Chubb ends up doing in his test, like how fast he actually runs, because he doesn't. And the guy never gets caught, but he doesn't look like he's flying, but he never gets caught.
Right, absolutely.
Yes, and so I'm interested to see how he tests.
And then one thing real quick is Lorenzo Carter. I think he can be one of those sneaky late second, early third round guys that is just going to be a staple, like a Justin Houston in Kansas City was a late second, early third round guy. He's that same kind of guy.
I love him too now. I love him and Arden. Them are two guys now. Yeah. Let's get that money. Let's get that bag. Let's get that bag.
Absolutely. The SEC is flat out loaded with NFL talent.
Let's take a look at the ACC.
Okay, look, Bradley Chubb, and then you see number 3 on the list, you have Lamar Jackson. I'm not so high on Lamar Jackson. I think he's going to be a decent quarterback.
Why though? Give me why. What? I mean,
he can move in the pocket.
He can throw, and he's been able to run.
Right. And he made some good decisions. He made some really good decisions, and I think that is important. I don't think something like the Cleveland Browns quarterbacks. He could definitely step in.
What's funny to me, this whole conversation about him switching positions because he's an athlete,
crazy.
And I'm like,
that's ridiculous.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
It's absolutely
Do you people
absurd.
know how complicated Bobby Petrino's system is? And
We're going to get you guys some protective headgear. Stick with us. When we come back, we're going to check in with Dr. Lalagi and get some injury updates that could affect the playoffs. Stand by. We'll be right back. Football's Play to Win.
It's 4 a.m., and the other breakfast guys are still sleeping. But the Hardee's Biscuit Baker just got to work, mixing buttermilk, flour, butter, hand-kneading, rolling, and cutting our biscuits from scratch. The Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Biscuit for just $1.69, only at Hardee's.
It's 2018, your last chance to save big on 2017 Nissans like Rogue Sport, featuring Nissan Intelligent Mobility with available rear cross traffic alert, blind spot warning, and automatic emergency braking, which can detect a potential frontal collision and help you stop safely. Automatic emergency braking, now on the Nissan Rogue family. Hurry in for guaranteed savings and bonus cash. Save up to $4,500 on the 2017 Rogue, or save up to $10,260 on select models.
You never know when the moment will strike, and when it does, you want to be ready. Mellow Mushroom's craft pizza, beer, and cocktails can help you enjoy a more satisfying eating experience. Mellow Mushroom is safe for daily use. If you find yourself sitting in a Mellow Mushroom for more than 4 hours, you may want to go home and come back another day. Mellow Mushroom is not for everyone. Just kidding, it is. Ask your doctor about Mellow Mushroom. He may want to come with you.
Who do you trust to change your oil? I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. This is really my car, and Haviland Express Lube is who I truly trust. They're professional, priced to beat the competition, and really, really fast.
Hey football fans, don't take chances by driving with worn-out wiper blades. Pull into Haviland Express Loop Monday through Thursday, mention Football's Play to Win, and get a free pair of wiper blades with the purchase of an oil change.
To see our real research and find the location nearest you, visit trustdale.com/Haviland.
At Hardee's, we call them made-from-scratch biscuits because made by a biscuit maker who shows up at 4 a.m. to hand mix, knead, roll, and cut them and then does it again every 15 minutes, biscuits is way less catchy. The Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Biscuit for just $1.69, only at Hardee's.
Today's player injury and medical report is being brought to you by the Orlando Law Firm. Put a former insurance lawyer in your corner.
Welcome back to Play to Win. I'm here with Dr. Lalagi with Inside Injuries. Dr. Lalagi, we're going to talk a little bit about some of these key injuries that may affect some of our final games. Let's start with Leonard Fournette.
Yeah, it's playoff time. Everyone's going to try to play through injuries. Who's going to get impacted? So let's get started. So Leonard Fournette, he's been battling ankle injuries all season. This is a little bit surprising. Our algorithm is saying he has high injury risk and below average HPF. So look out for that backup running back because he may get some time. Let's talk about Rex Burkhead, running back for the Patriots. Grade 2 knee injury. He hasn't played since injuring his knee in week 15. He still has an optimal recovery time of 4 weeks, 1 week left, so he's still going to be at elevated injury risk. Tom Brady. Everybody's talking about Tom Brady with his hand injury, a jammed finger. He's at high injury risk right now on this card. However, because of the hand, he should be fine. There's no fracture, and what our algorithm is saying that he should be ready by game time. And finally, Adam Thielen, wide receiver for the Vikings. He's at high injury risk and below average with a grade 1 back injury. He'll play through it, but any tweak in it will significantly impact his ability on the field.
And now, with Dr. E, should be ready by game time is the $1 million
question.
Right.
And we're talking about Tom Brady here. And as you know, we actually have an x-ray up actually showing what a jammed and or a dislocated finger could look like. And that's a pretty serious injury. Why is it pretty serious injuries? We know that this will affect him throwing the ball down the field. That's a pretty big thing. So we worried about that. In addition to that, we also know that if these things are not treated right, they can get what they call a deformity, a boutonniere deformity, or a deformity of their finger. And if you know anybody that's played in the league, you see their fingers are all crooked and so forth. That's where that comes from. So,
Right, and the only thing is it's the Patriots, and the way they report injuries, who knows exactly what's happening to Tom Brady's Tom Brady's hand. And, he's most likely going to be ready because the Patriots typically over-report their injuries.
Well, we all know that Tom Brady is made of magic, so we'll just see how that goes. Guys, stick with us. When we come back, Jeffrey the Ed Schechter tells us who's going to Minnesota to meet in Super Bowl 52. Stick with us on Football's Play to Win.
In football, as in the legal system, it helps to know your opponent. I'm Roger Orlando, and I used to work for the insurance companies. I've seen their playbook, and I know their game plan. If you've been hurt in an auto accident, call me at 678 Law Firm.
Introducing the new 2018 Ford F-150 with best-in-class towing, best-in-class payload, and best-in-class torque. The F-150 lineup has the capability to get big things to big places big time. Hey, you're not always working, but your truck is. This is the new 2018 Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
Now get F-150 with up to $10,459 in total savings, or lease XLT for just $309 a month for 36 months at your local Ford dealer.
This is it. This is It Barbecue and Seafood has a real value for you. 10 delicious dinners under $10 each. That's right, 10 under 10. Choose from barbecue chicken, fried or grilled shrimp, fried catfish nuggets, char-grilled cut wings, fried whole wings, chopped chicken or pork barbecue, and so many more. Each dinner comes with bread and 2 delicious sides, like baked mac and cheese, collard greens, sweet potato souffle, and so many more. Run, don't walk to the nearest store or order online now at thisisitbbq.com.
It's the real deal and so much more.
It's 2018, your last chance to save big on 2017 Nissans like Rogue Sport, featuring Nissan Intelligent Mobility with available rear cross traffic alert, blind spot warning, and automatic emergency braking, which can detect a potential frontal collision and help you stop safely. Automatic emergency braking, now on the Nissan Rogue family. Hurry in for guaranteed savings and bonus cash. Save up to $4,500 on the 2017 Rogue, or save up to $10,260 on select models.
If you've been seriously injured in an accident, don't get blindsided by the insurance company. I'm Roger Orlando, and I've built a winning team to run interference against the insurance companies and get your case across the goal line. Call me at 678 Law Firm.
Today's lightning round is brought to you by Longhorn Steakhouse, now featuring great American steak dinner. Longhorn Steakhouse, you can't fake steak.
Welcome back. We have kept you all waiting long enough. The time has come. Jeffrey, it is time for the lightning round. Let's get your picks.
Well, Jacksonville scored 45 points last week. They're not going to score 45 points this week. I think New England gets ahead of them and give the 9 with the Patriots. Minnesota and Philly, tremendously even matched team, 2 quarterbacks you wouldn't expect anything from, 2 great coaches. But I just think this is Minnesota's year. Give the 3 with the Vikings.
Well, I guess we got it figured out, and for once, maybe twice, this whole season, I think I do agree with you too, guys. Thank you so much for hanging with us on Football's Play to Win. We will see you next week.
Today's show has been brought to you by Longhorn Steakhouse, Nissan, and the Orlando Law Firm.